everybody, and welcome. My name is Moth, and this is the video that I start working on my first big knit project. I am going to be making a sweater. I think it's called a raglan sweater. I'm going to be using a tutorial from, I think it's Made in the Moment. I think that's who it is. Hold on, let me look. Yeah, so I'm using the Simple Knit Top Down Raglan Top Tutorial by Made in the Moment. I am not gonna lie, I've already started this once or twice, and it keeps messing up, so I keep putting it down. So, I did practice knitting for a bit, and I made this hat. It's the Chunky Beanie from Passionate Kelsey. But look at it. And it's using two 4-weight yarns. So I chose the strawberry, or the pink ombre, and the sunset ombre from Big Twist. And I used those double-stranded. And so I'm going to call it a strawberry sunrise hat. But don't look at how I just did that, because these go together anyway. But, yeah, it's only got a couple spots where I messed up. One, like right here, where the stitching got a little weird. I don't even know how it happened, but for like one row, it was off, and then it went back to normal in just like a couple spots too. So, I don't know. It was super weird. But I am proud of this hat. This is the first project I've finished that's knit in about 7 years. So, I practiced the 1-1 knit rib, and this sweater calls for 2-2 knit rib. So we're gonna try to do that. We will see how it goes. But yeah, we're on my couch today because there's a lot of snow outside and it's cold over in my wood chairs, so we will get this done. Let me watch the tutorial a little bit more so I can get the right materials, and then I will be right back. Okay, so she says I need 200 grams of yarn. Each one of these has 150. This one's missing a little bit because, like I said, I already tried to crochet or knit before. This says I need a 4mm hook, but I am going to use needles, 4mm needles. But I am going to use a 6mm set, which I have right behind the camera. Let me grab those really quickly. Okay, so I've got my needles. I'm going to do the ribbing on this 16-inch round with the 6mm hook needles, and then when it gets to the normal like knit pattern, I am going to switch needles completely to a bigger needle round, smaller needles. So I'll probably end up switching down to my 5mm needles. What this is. Yeah, these are 5mm. So the difference between the 5 and the 6. But I'll switch those over to a longer needle set, and then yeah, we'll finish it off with that. The ribbing on the cuffs and the bottom will be done with the same. Or I might switch to these, but we'll see where we're at the end. So, I have to make a swatch, a stitch swatch, so that I can measure things. So, Give me a second. I'll do that off camera and I'll be back. Okay? Okay, so I did my swatch. Look how cute. I cannot wait for this to be done. You can see the 2 rib knit. You can see the 2 rib knit. And then I did all the math already on this envelope for one of my credit cards. So I'm gonna get started. I already put all 120 stitches on here. This is the amount of stitches I need to make it so that it goes over my head. We're gonna make sure that it's going the right way so that I'm not getting some weird Mobius strip. And then I am going to start. Hopefully you can hear me because my mom is doing grumpy things in the kitchen. So, give me just a minute. Okay, so somehow I keep dropping a stitch every round because now I have ended, so the last 2 rows I've ended with 3 pearls. This one I've ended with no pearls. I ended on knit stitches. And there's this big gap. No matter how tight I knit, it just keeps being weird. So I'm going to have to undo this and recount and redo. I think I'm like 6 rounds in too, which is super annoying. But you can see like it is not lining up the way it's supposed to. So I'm going to have to redo it because I don't know what's going on with it. But I don't know why this is so much more difficult. I think I'm going to try with 1/1 knit rib because that's what I did for this hat and it came out just fine. So I think I'm going to do that because this 2 rib, 2 knit, or 2 knit, 2 pearl thing is really just not working for me. So unfortunately, it is time for me to take this off, and that is why this is going to take me a while. I'm going to try to have this video out on the 1st, so if you're watching this on the 1st, that means I succeeded. But if I don't, then this will be a next couple weeks after that, so we'll see. But yeah, I'm really loving these colors together. I love this green, and I love this orange. But I'm really excited to get to all these other colors that are in here. So let me undo what I've done, and I'll be right back when I'm done counting to 120 again. And getting through the next row, because I struggle. Okay, so I got a little distracted, and everything is fine. I am several rows farther than I planned to be. I also dropped a stitch because my son got a hold of my knitting needles and stuff, so I have to fix that. But this is how much we've got done. But my computer's about to die, so I will not be recording anymore tonight. And I will update you tomorrow, but I'm going to keep working on it tonight, so there will be more done tomorrow. Okay, so it is now Tuesday the 7th. I think it's Tuesday. Yes, Tuesday the 7th of January. And we have come this far on this sweater. Again, this is the top here. This is actually the top back where the string is. And yeah, we've got our 4 markers in here. And look how nice that stitching is. That's the inside of the sweater, but look at that. And then the increases there on either side of each stitch marker. But yeah, I'm just here to update today, right now. This is all day amount of work, so there was a couple times where I was driving, so I couldn't work on knitting it, but for the most part, I've been working on it all day. I'm finding it hard to do the increases. That is what takes the longest, so I can't wait until I can close that off for the sleeves. I still have quite a bit of space to go between where I'm at and where I need to be to do that, because this is only like 3 inches, I think. If it stops at 96, and it is almost, it's exactly to 93. So it is 3 inches. But yeah, I'm loving the way this color is working up. I was a little afraid that if you look at it, like, the color is all in the back, and then the front is very blue. It's not got a lot of color to it. Between the purples is the front half, and then like this side has a lot of color, this side doesn't. But it seems to be that I'm getting more color as I increase the amount of stitches, which makes sense. I want more color in the front than what's in the back. I was a little worried that I was going to have like a mostly blue front and then a really colorful back half. I was thinking, oh well, there's nothing saying I have to use the front as the front and the back as the back, but I don't know. We'll see. I imagine I'll wear it either way and just deal with it, but yeah. I'm going to work on this for a little while longer. I've got my coffee here next to me that I am going to sip on, and then I'll be down here for probably another hour, and then it'll be time for me to go to bed. And then tomorrow I don't have anything to do all day besides watch Belle, and that means I can get a lot of this done. Most of this was done in the last just couple hours, as I've been able to just sit and relax and do what I need to do and just focus. But I've got this long tail. I keep almost knitting with it. I keep calling this crochet, and I keep calling crochet knit, so it'll be fine. I imagine as this gets bigger, I'm going to need to add the extender, because as of right now, it is on the longest string, and if I want to be able to try it on at some point, I'm going to have to do that. Or put a lifeline in and try it on that way, but right now we're only like this far down, so if even. But I'm going to keep going on this. I'm going to bring you down here onto my laptop, and then you can watch. we are finally to the point where we can start doing the sleeves. We are about halfway through this ball of yarn. My son is behind the camera trying to do the splits on the slippery ground, which is no longer that slippery. But yeah, we are getting pretty close on this ball of yarn. It has been sitting back here on the back. This is now pretty long. Let's see. From where the collar starts to where the needles start, we are at about 8 inches without like doing a full stretch or anything like that. I guess I need to go another like half inch, but I really don't want to. I've done more work on this than I should have. I should have been at this point a lot earlier, but I misunderstood the instructions. So I did about 13 rows of just increase instead of... No, stop. I did about 13 rows of just increases with no straight rows in between. So I think it has enough stretch as of right now to do what it needs to do, because I definitely added too many stitches, and you can see how it wrinkles. There's a lot of increases there, and that's just like the back side of the arm, and then this is the front side of the arm, and it does the same thing. So I am going to look at the video and see how she does the separations for the arms, and I will be back when I get to that point, because I might actually do a couple more rounds of the alternating. I think I need to do... I don't know, hold on, let me do some figuring. Let me look at how many rows are in a inch. 6 rows in an inch. So I actually have to do like 3 rows. Yeah, I have to do 3 rows. So I'm gonna do that, and I will be right. I'm gonna do that, and I'll be right back, okay? Okay, so I already did 1 sleeve over here. I'm gonna do this next sleeve now. She says to get some scrap yarn, a decent amount of scrap yarn, and I did a pretty good amount because I'm still new to this. So she said you want enough to go around your bicep twice. So I did about however long this is. Also, don't mind my hair. It's crazy today. My CPAP has been messing with my hair this week, so that's why it looks like that. I'm going to thread the needle, and then going based on my math versus her math, I have 10 stitches before the stitch marker that I'm going to put on this string. This is very difficult for me to do. I am not a fan of this or the method that she uses to put on stitches underneath the arm, but I'll do it this time because I already did it on the last sleeve. So, but I think I might look up a different way of adding stitches. I'm gonna do this off camera because my kid is being loud and he's driving me nuts. Okay, I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, so we are now about 6 or 7 rows from where we added rows. So I am going to keep going on this until I get to a point where I feel like it's long enough or I run out of yarn, which for right now, we still have quite a bit. So, that shouldn't be happening anytime soon. Sorry, I'm looking up because I keep thinking that's the camera, but you're down there. Okay. So, it is the 15th. It's been a couple days since I updated you guys on my sweater and where it's at. Right now we are working on just the general length of it, and I think I'm gonna go until I'm out of yarn, which got this much left. So I think I'm gonna go until this is gone, and then that's where I'm gonna leave it for the length of the sweater, which right now we've got a decent little bit under the armpit, about 2 inches, and then all the rest of the sweater itself. I am loving these colors. I love the feel of this sweater. But yeah, I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to use my other... So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it at wherever that skein ends, and then I am going to do a lifeline is what it's called, where you, like what you do with these, where you slip the extra yarn through. I'm going to leave that side live until I've decided how long I want the sleeves, because I don't know as of right now how long I want them or how much yarn it's going to take, but I am loving the colors. It is beautiful. So, but yeah, I'm keeping you updated as much as possible. I haven't been working on this as much as I could be. I had one more Christmas gift to finish for one of my sons, which was a hat, and I finished that, and I've been going a little crazy with the hats, which they'll be listed by the time... Oh my god. Everything is harder when you've got a 1.5-year-old. But yeah, that's so far what I'm thinking about doing. I'm going to do the lifeline. I'm going to put it through the bottom. Once I'm done with this skein, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do the sleeves, get those done, make sure they're to the length that I want them, because I don't care how long the torso is, because I kind of like the cropped idea, but I also like the full length, so I'll just trust the process on that. And then once the sleeves are done, I will connect the whatever's left, do the ribbing on the bottom, and then we'll be done with the sweater. And I cannot wait to see if it actually fits the way that I want it to. I think I did what I need to do to make it fit. I did add like 6 extra stitches just like along the midline on the sides, on each side, just to give myself a little extra room in the bust, because I'm a little bit bigger in the bust area than your average person, so I wanted to make sure I had enough room. But yeah, that is going to be it for today. But yeah, I'm going to work on it all day tomorrow, and then I will be back to show you guys where we're at once I'm out of this yarn and I am going on to the sleeves. Because I want to change the sleeves a little bit, but I don't know how I want to do them yet. I want big romantic sleeves, like I want big billowy sleeves, but I want to make sure that when I take these off, I want to make sure that they just fit around my biceps, you know? So, yeah. Sorry, everything's a little scattered, but we're working on it. So, I will see you when I am done with this skein of yarn, and I will update you thusly. Right? Okay, so I have officially started on my sleeves. I did a lifeline, like I said I was going to. I did a lifeline in the bottom. That's the sleeve I'm working on. But I did a lifeline down here in the bottom. It's very rolly right now. But that yellow right there, that is the lifeline. So I was making sure that it was the right size around, which right now is pretty good. It's very stretchy, so I'm not too worried about that. I started the sleeves because I want to get those done while it's still small and somewhat manageable. I realize now as I put the lifeline in that it is perfect to do the sleeves right now because it's small still. So yeah, so this is where we're at as of right now, and I will update you as I get farther down on this sleeve, because as of right now it's not too different, it's just a little different. Hey everyone, it is now January 20th. I have been doing some work on this. It's not been a lot of work because I'm still a mom and I still have like responsibilities, but this is where we're at on the sleeve. This is where the sleeve starts. This is in the armpit. And so I've gotten from here to here done in the last day and a half. You would think that it being only this big would be so much quicker than this was, but I'm finding it to take exactly the same amount of time. But we are slowly but surely getting somewhere. Our skein here is starting to be hollow if you put your finger in it. Like, it does not take a lot of manipulation to see my fingers on the inside. That's a weird way for me to show you how much yarn is left. I did end up rolling up the other skein because I kept taking it halfway across my house, but this is the best way for me to have it here. I am not entirely sure that this is going to be done in time for February 1st, so if you're seeing this after February 1st, this is where I say, hey, this was supposed to be done on February 1st, and it wasn't, and so now you're getting it later, and I'm sorry, because I promised. But if it's not done by the end of this week, I will do something, and there will be a video out, so I gotta keep myself accountable, because I need it done with enough time to wash it, and let it relax off the hooks so that it fits right. And I have 2 whole sleeves to do, and I have the finishing of the bottom, which I think I have decided that it's going to be a shrug, or at least a crop top. It depends on how much time I've got. I'm really just focusing on getting the sleeves done right now so that I can just be like, oh, I've got 3 more rows left of whatever. I realized after I got to this point that I probably should have switched up a size for the sleeves on the needles, because that would have made it go a lot faster, and I could have done that and I would have been okay. But yeah, you would barely even notice. It would have been the same size that I used for the ribbing, and it would have been fine. But it is what it is, and there's no changing it now because I am not undoing all of this work. You could not pay me to do that. But yeah, I will be doing this for the next 2 days, at least. The rest of today and most of tomorrow I will be just sitting around doing this, because Belle's got physical therapy tomorrow, I have an appointment tomorrow, and yeah. besides when I'm driving, there will be plenty of downtime where I will just be focused on this. And of course, before my appointment, I'll be focused on Belle. But, you know, the fun of being a parent, right? That's the fun of it. Just watching your kids, something like that. I'm not complaining. I asked for this. I love my kid. He's just nuts. So, yep, I will be here working on this for the rest of today and tomorrow. And I will check in with you tomorrow before I go to bed, because I would like to have this sleeve done by tomorrow. Also, look at the cute striping it's doing now. It was very random in the main body, but then with this striping, it's going to be so cute just all the way around. There's this big patch of brown right here, but that actually is part of the sleeve, I think, like part of the part that I picked up. And it just started on brown as well. So there's that big brown spot, which is fine because I like this brown. So I'm going to get back to my YouTube, and I will talk to you guys later. Yeah, I'll see you when this arm is done. Okay, so we are now at Friday, March 14th. I have not worked on this except for this week, but I think I've got the sleeves equal. My needles are still in this side, but I think they're equal enough to start doing the ribbing. Sorry, I keep hitting my computer with my knitting needle. I don't have a ton of yarn left. I have this guy, and even that is, I can fit it on my wrist like a bracelet. I'm going to do the cuff. I'm only going to do about an inch on each side, and then I'm going to reattach to here where this yellow is, and I'm going to go as long as I can. And I've got like a tiny amount downstairs that I'm going to do the ribbing with. I'm going to try to get this as long as I can, at least down to like just above my belly button before I try to do the ribbing. And then if I have even just a little bit left over, I plan to make a little bit of a hat to go with it. But yeah, we are finally at the point where I can get these sleeves done. And it has been so long since I've worked on this sweater. But I want to get it done. Okay, so we have done ribbing,
on one side that I was already on. I did mess up a couple of places, but it is what it is. We are about I don't want to measure that, one thumb, so from like quite literally right here to here is one thumb. And that's how I'm going to measure it, because that's how I've been measuring everything. So, I have to go back and look at the video and see how she does the bind off, because I don't know how to do that. So, give me a minute. Okay, so I did my first sleeve. I have elastic downstairs that I'm going to run through these just so that it's tighter than it was supposed to be. I should have decreased, because that ribbing is huge. I should have decreased a significant amount. I only decreased a total of 2 stitches. But yeah, I'm going to put some elastic in it, and hopefully it'll cinch up, not like this much, but also at the same time, it might be fine. I mean, I kind of like it, but at the same time, it definitely needs to be closed up. But as like a sleeve, I actually kind of like it a lot. And once it's washed, it should go down as well, but we're going to do the same thing to this one, and that starts with putting it on the needles. So, I'll see you when that side's done. Okay, so I've been binge watching the Distractable podcast, and I laughed so hard I almost woke up my baby, who was through 2 closed doors. Also, I'm just using my computer camera, so my quality is shit. But I cannot find where my son put my webcam or my little microphones. So we are making do with what we've got. It is almost 2:15 a.m. And after this row, I am going to go and take a few hour nap, and then I will finish this tomorrow, which tomorrow is Saturday, which is, today, the day that it gets uploaded. But I just can't finish it tonight. I think I'm really close to being done. I need to measure it and make sure that it's 12 inches from the armpit to the end before I start doing, 10 and a half inches from the armpit to the end of the stockinette stitch. And then I can do my inch and a half of ribbing, whatever matches up with probably just my thumb length again. And then, yeah, we'll be all done with this, and it'll be edited and ready to go, and everything will be fine, and hopefully I can find my camera tomorrow, and I can take better quality video. This last little bit has been terrible, but I am almost done with this row. I just have to make it this far, and then I am done for the night, because that is the middle back. Of the sweater. I've still got a decent amount of yarn left, so I'm still trying to decide if I actually want to just stop or if I want to just keep going. I probably could have made the sleeves longer, could have taken my time to whittle down the size of the armhole, so I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with that, but yeah. I'm ready for the sweater to be done. I'm ready to wear it. And I'm going to wash and dry this for putting the elastic in. So the next video you will see, I'll show you what I do, just as a little update for whatever. But yep, so it's obviously got the cable running through it, but I want to make sure that from here to here is about 10.5 inches. Wherever. Did I take that stitch marker out? I did. From the stitch marker down. I want to say it's pretty close. I don't have anything in here to measure with. I've been measuring with this knitting needle, which as of right now, this goes to about where the point starts, which from my armpit, that is about the right area. This is why you have more than one tape measure on both floors of your house. But yeah, actually that puts that right about where I want it, if it's going based on where the ribbing is for the sleeves, which I might sew the ribbing down like this and then run the elastic through it on the inside, because I like how that looks and it just wants to do that anyways. But again, I'm going to wait until after it's washed and dried to make that decision, because I want to see if that shrinks up in any way during that process. So I will see you guys tomorrow, hopefully with my camera. It's done. And yeah, this video is coming out a day late because it's Saturday and I'm just finishing this. It is actually Saturday at 8:18. I will be editing this because Bill's about to go to bed, so I'll be editing this after he's down. But it is done. It's nice and short. All the ends are weaved in. Give me a second, I'll put it on. So this is it. This is my completed sweater. The arms are definitely baggier than I thought they were going to be, but I actually love them. Let me stand you up real quick. Alright, these are not the pants I would normally wear with it, just because of coloring. This is how I would wear it. Pulled down quite a bit in the front, but in the back it covers up most of it. But you can see, like, it's just short. And I'm hoping with a quick little, while I'm editing, I'm going to put this in a bath of hot water and try to get it to release. I know that that's not how you block things, but I just want to see if it makes a difference. But yeah, that is the sweater that I made with 2 skeins of Big Twist in the planet themed ombre. Where's the Big Twist Supernova? I'm so sad that Big Twist is not going to be around anymore, but I am so happy that I made this sweater. But yeah, I'm hoping that this little thing will calm down. I don't expect these to be unfolded because they don't want to. But I am planning to have some weight loss this year, so hopefully as I get smaller, it fits a little bit better. But yeah, that is it. Okay, with that, that is the end of this video. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm sorry it's a day late. It's been a long week, so yeah. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next week. Bye, guys.